So what's Abba saying to you? What's he been saying to you lately?
Um, lately as in last night and today.
Huh?
Lately as in last night and today.
Yeah, or just what's he been showing you in life? What are you
Um,
this week even?
just that I need to focus on doing things that better the whole.
You're working for the whole instead of yourself.
Mm.
You know that's the whole thing right there. It's everything right there. And I've been doing it for years. And then forgetting about my own peace. You know what I mean? And now I have to stay in my peace of what he wants me to do and just listen and do and not be out there worried about everything and be in that place of fear.
Mm.
Worried about everything and everybody, so I tell them and, they don't listen to me and then it happens anyway. And they're thinking I'm evil somehow. Like I cursed them because I told them. I don't know. You know what I mean? Somehow I end up being the bad guy when I'm still the only one helping them. And that's just how it's been for years. But the truth is the truth, and it's a good thing, and it blesses. So, what you just said. So and how would you do that? How would you work more for the whole than yourself?
By following him and listening to what he says.
And he would automatically guide you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Very true. Very true. But see, that's why it's so important now, and why the message is so much about the fathers and the sons, because this is a kingdom coming down in every household that has to be this way. Maybe you could put it over there? Put it over there, give both of us. But as a kingdom, a kingdom that is ruled by his spirit. And that's what he tells me Beit Kavod is. It's his house of glory. We're going to be everywhere. Wherever we are a house to him, that's where Beit Kavod is. And we're like, I want to say sovereign under him. Apparently that's a legal thing, and I don't know what that means, but he's our king. And we are his land. We are his. Anybody that goes against us goes against him. They get cursed. It is what it is. That's why the whole of creation is waiting for the elect. It was electrified with him, with El. Can literally bring the electricity down and ground him. That's what he's talking about, rods of iron. There's those who can ground him here. So what we're doing is bringing him down as kingdoms, as and I've been working to try to keep you out of the whole Babylonian system, and there's been a battle going on, hasn't there? You felt it?
Mm-hmm.
What's it about?
It's about what do you mean what it's about?
What do you think the battle's been about?
Self versus God?
Yeah, basically. It comes down to it. And the whole battle's been me trying to get you out of Babylon too. Get the whole family not to be. We can use it for what we need for his kingdom, but it's about building his kingdom. Remember, it was about the Father's business. That's what we're about, is the Father's business. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But it has to be every family. It has to be the Levites waking up, bringing the light, becoming those the temples, so that all the other tribes can meet at. And as we do that, we're going to unite all over the world. But I'm a fire, and it's even talked about that not many people can withstand. You know that. I'm an unhewed stone out of the altar. And that's who he chooses to start it with. It's those who are willing to sacrifice their life in lots of ways to do his will over your own. All the things that people are too afraid to do, think, say, whatever. He tests us in every way. So I would hope that my own kids would know what I know. You know what I mean? So I'm thankful that you're here. And this is how the Father feels. He can go. There could be other servants that could come in. The servants come in and be like sons. But those who are meant for, you know what I'm saying? And that's why he came to the Jew first. They didn't want him. Then fine, I'll go out there. I'll look for, I can make anybody my family. I can make these stones be my family. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But he chose us through Yeshua, through his salvation, to buy his whore of a bride back. Why are we whores? Well, Santa Claus and pagan things that we've been doing made us whores. It's an image of idolatry and adultery in the marriage of the 5-part contract that is the Torah. What they try to teach us was old. But go ahead, sorry. So how is he teaching you this? And what are you doing to change it? What do you see?
Just every moment think about what I could do to further the progression of everything that's going on around me.
To help everywhere. To be the Messiah of the situation, right? Yeah. What would the Messiah do? Would he pick that up and throw it away so Daddy doesn't have to? You know what I mean? That's the truth. And you do a lot of times, when you're in that place. But when you're in anyway, yeah, whatever you do to help limit my movements really helps. And I know and you do that sometimes, and I appreciate it. Coming to the car when I come home, shopping and all that. Mm-hmm. But I want you to concentrate on, as a waiter, see, I learned this very quickly. When you had to wait on tables, you had to think about many things at once. There's food coming up. There are people's dishes that needed to, be taken back. There's people's checks that need to be done. You're having all this stuff in your head, and you're having to plan everything. And with me, with my condition too, I wanted to make the least amount of steps as possible. So of course, I would pick up all the plates to go back to the kitchen. You know what I mean? To take the other food out. And to the people, you know what I'm saying? I would always have hands full going in and hands full going out. That's what I'm trying to say. Always plan what you're going to be doing, how we can finish this the quickest, and do it. If it means to write it down and put goals down, then do it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is our responsibility. I'm losing what is it? Oatmeal?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! How long has that been there?
For a while.
Why didn't you tell me?
Told you now.
When Dad's on camera, please help him out, okay? Because I don't. Anyway. Yeah, just what I'm trying to say is we need to try to be efficient in everything that we do. Every action has a reaction. And may every action have a positive reaction. That's what I'm trying to say. So that we don't waste energy and time and space and all that kind of stuff. And then we have time for this Shabbat that we could just enjoy what we've done.
Mm-hmm.
And gosh, it seems like the Shabbats come every third day, doesn't it? Doesn't it seem like we're living more in the Shabbat phase than we are sometimes in the work phase? How is that possible? Because these Shabbats are coming so quick.
Mm-hmm.
Faster and faster, aren't they? And I'm thinking I thought we would be a lot further along than we are, but I don't have the physical capacity anymore to do much. I'm getting my cramps without doing much anymore. You know what I mean? Because it's been so long. Israel took a lot out too. So I need you. I need your youth. I know you feel things too, but I need your youth. You know, what I mean, to use that energy for helping the whole, which is helping yourself, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole thing about the fathers and the sons and the sons and the fathers, that we all come. The tribes are supposed to be following along in their father's footsteps in every way. What I'm trying to say is their tribes' gifts. You know what I mean? I believe your gift is still that we're Levites. You're supposed to be helping to take care of the mechanical side of the temple. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's still working for the temple and not the rest of the world. That's just training on whatever. But God has you for a very special, for such a time as this. Very special duty. You know what I mean? So, anything else? I mean, how are you figuring out how you're going to change that? How do you make that happen? You can't just will it to happen, can you? Because it doesn't really work that way, does it?
Mm. It takes effort, and it takes seeing things from the whole and where you were 15, 30 minutes ago.
You ever try looking at it from God's perspective?
Mm.
Yeah. Or Dad's perspective? You try to look at it through mine, right?
No, I haven't, but yeah.
You should try that. Hey, guess what? That's the secret of why he even split us all up in the first place. To get different perspectives. So that all things can be tried, all things can be, what do you call it? So that we can come back together again in a deeper, more loving manner than we did before.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? As far as in God's relationship and the whole creation. So, anyway, we make His will higher than ours, out of love. You know what I mean? And then He gives you the desires of your heart. Watch and see. He's done it for me. You see it, don't you? Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You know, the whole world will tell you something else. Go this, get a degree, go there, you know, get your badge and get in the system. Which I was telling us, we're Israelites. We don't belong to it. We have gifts that belong to the temple, not to Babylon's pyramid, where they make you into squares and fit you in where they want you to. And that's how they control you. You realize they control the whole system by these associations and foundations. Isn't that amazing? What they say goes. All the way down. And the people do what they say because the TV tells them to. Because they were learned to be programmed that way. That's why I got rid of it many years ago, didn't I?
Yeah.
9/11. How old were you?
I wasn't even born yet.
You weren't born when the Twin Towers came down? Oh. So you never had TV?
Not really, no.
Yeah, well, praise God. No, you didn't. That was before you, huh?
Mm-hmm.
No, you never really had TV. You didn't grow up with cartoons all the time and that kind of stuff.
No.
We did have some holy ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, didn't raise you to be normal. Thank God. Because you're a precious stone of His kingdom. You know what I mean? And you have special gifts. You can see things. You're a seer. I need you to use your gift. Somebody told you that, oh, you can't believe it's just my imagination or whatever. No, I thought the same thing. But just go with it. You can practice with me. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You want to do that? You could just practice with me. I'm getting this. Just tell me. Because they're all just senses, and it might be just a feeling that you're feeling, and you're trying to put words to that feeling. You know what I mean? And you might describe it to somebody else, and it's the same thing they're trying to describe, but they're describing it from a different angle. So it sounds different, but it's the same exact thing. Anyway, all right. Well, let's enjoy Shabbat. I'm glad you're here. I'm enjoying the time together. We're having more good times than not, right? I'm tired now. I'm kind of worn out, and I'm looking at it. This reminds me of what a prophet just told me about my dad years ago. He said he's been over many mountains in life, but there's this one last one he can't make it over. He's looking at you to do. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where I need your help here now, because I can't do it. This was a test. I try to go back to work, kind of thing. It's just not working. I know when my body gets to the point where if I take any further, it's going into cardiac arrest, kind of thing. Because that's when you see my hands cramping and everything. What's happening is my body's taking away from all the extremities, so it can keep my heart beating, keeping the potassium and the electrolytes there. That's why I get severe cramps. It's sort of like rigor mortis setting in. It's very painful. But I see it's because of exhaustion, and I put myself there too often. Last time going to the airport, I almost got, I thought I was going to be able to, because I couldn't start closing my hands anymore. I had a shift. It was a stick shift in a little car. And I was cramping up so bad I had to get out of the car a couple times. But I thought, oh my God, what happens if I totally... No, and I was like still able to pull over, and because I pushed myself too far. So just know that's how far I pushed myself. And other people, they think, oh, I have a bad knee and I need this, and I have, I need that too. And I'm like, oh, honey, you don't know. I need 12 surgeries as you see me, and yet you don't believe that I'm disabled, because he animates me. You see, I do this all in the spirit realm. But this flesh is disabled many times over, still provable by MRIs and everything, all the medical tests around. So it's permanent, and yet I still was trying to go back to work. Couldn't do it. Tried driving. How many hours can I drive? Can't even pay for the car that has to drive itself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So Abba always has a plan, but, I do what I can. But I'm always trying to work for the whole. You know that. You see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even people around me, family members, all that kind of stuff. I've had to start letting go, because I have to stop falling in to grab them up. You know what I mean? You have to go down in frequency to go gather them, and it's in hell to bring them up. And if they don't want to go because they're scared of it, there's nothing I can do anymore. You know what I'm saying? I can't fall in trying to save them. And that's what's happening. That's why God's going to be separating families 2 against 3. They're like, why do you want, they're asking for Yeshua all the time. And he's like, you really want that dark day? Because it's not going to be a good day the way you think it is. And because he's coming as a lion now. And he's coming in judgment, he's coming in judging, he's judging hearts. And he's, everything is recorded. Even every moment of our thoughts and everything is all recorded in heaven. For those that are higher than you to see. Does that make sense? How it works? Because the higher you are in him, the more light you have, the more light that you expose, the more light you expose others to. And that's why it's a shame when people below you judge you, because they judge you from not having a clue. They don't even know where they're judged from and what laws to judge with, but they do because you're just abnormal, and that's all they see. Not knowing that Abba is building his temple within huge stones first. You know what I mean? Um, but it's a judgment. His light is here to expose, and that's what the Torah is. The covenant light of God that's here to expose everybody to bring judgments on all of us. You know? And it's a constant test. Do you love me? He says. Do you love me? You know what I mean? And if you love me, you'll keep my commandments. How do you show a father that you love him in the house?
Either following his commands, his rules.
Yeah, that would be the best way, wouldn't it? And that's what he's trying to say now. The families need to be close together again because he loves that. It was weird to me growing up, and I would hear so many people, and that they don't talk to their own family members. As Americans, I grew up in a bar, but our family was very different because we were just such a close family, and they loved us so much because of it. They were just always impressed by how close to the family we were and how loving we were, but also, they would think we were yelling, and it's like, that's what it was just how we talked. Anyway. And yeah, it was just strange to hear people not talking to their family members, and now it's like, it's the norm. We have people that are homeless, and their own family members won't take them. What's going on here? What is this? But he's raising up his family, and his temple. I told you what he told me the house was all about from years ago, didn't I? And it's been happening for years. You know what I mean? But praise Allah, all is perfect. It's exactly as it's supposed to be. Just listen and do what I'm saying. I'm going to go rest for Shabbat and enjoy time, peace with him. You shut that off. Unless there's anything else you want to say?
No.
Shut that off.